So there's so much speculation about what hell actually is. And let me tell you something. Whatever you believe it is what you'll experience. There are so many people that they die and they experience hell, or, you know, they die and they see the white light, or they die and they go to heaven and then they come back and they tell their story. But let me tell you something. If the idea does not benefit you, you need to let it go, because you will experience it. People think that these thought forms they create, that they experience as soon as they die, as soon as they cross over, because they don't understand the power of consciousness, which exists after death, is the truth. They think it's the truth. When the reality is, the truth is whatever you choose it, whatever you say it is. Basically, there is no like absolute in terms of experience, because you are creating your experience. You are the center of your universe. But I forgot to add my intro. You are God, you are source, you are all that is. There's nothing that can stop you from experiencing what you desire to experience except for you, okay? But in terms of creating the reality you desire to be in, I mean, all you're doing is escaping hell. Hell is also known as eternal damnation. An infinite loop of agony and despair, right? The moment you look outside of yourself and you say, oh my gosh, that's so terrible, right? You're the center of your universe. Your consciousness is creating your reality, your awareness, right? So it's going to have to project that outside of you. Okay, so it's terrible, right? Then reality says, yeah, it's terrible. And it gives you more of that terrible. And then you look outside and you're like, it's terrible. And then it just keeps looping and looping and looping and looping until you break yourself free of that, right? So eternal, infinite loop of agony and despair, damnation. That's it. That's all it is. All right. So the moment you break yourself free of looking outside of you for confirmation of who you are, that's when you can experience heaven. You can experience happiness, bliss, fulfillment, joy, love, abundance. All of it is within you already. You can decide to be that right now. You can see it in your imagination right now. You can choose to be there right now, right? And this goes the same for the people that are outer body explorers. I don't know if y'all are like into the esoteric stuff, but I'm going to tap into some of the esoteric stuff. There's somebody named Darius J. Wright, and he does something. He's like an outer body explorer, but it's not in terms of like astral projection. Astral projection is like on a lower level. What he does is he enters such a deep meditative state where he slows his heart rate down, that reduces like the magnetic field that basically holds his soul in his body. He's having a controlled near-death experience. He leaves his body and he's able to see everything. He was able to leave his body and see people doing things in reality. Like he was actually there, and then he could come back like they're in real time, right? So, and he can see people's thought forms, all that different stuff, right? Now, before y'all say, oh my gosh, you know, he's probably just, you know, lying. He teaches people how to do this. He doesn't just want you to take his word for it. He's actually showing people how to do it, right? So he's had so many people do this stuff already. He's taught people how to do it, right? And what he's noticing is that people that have had near-death experiences and experienced hell and come back to tell this tale, they are the ones that have been induced with such a deep level of fear to where the moment they leave their bodies, they have no choice but to experience the fear. The thought forms manifest immediately. It manifests immediately. So as soon as they leave their body, they're in that place until they decide that they don't want to be there anymore. Do you know how insane that sounds? So they're literally using this idea, this visual of different things, whether it be hell, whether it be different crimes happening in reality, whether it be different wars. They're using all these things to help create some reality that you're forced to be in. Like create your own prison. Get these ideas and these thoughts to run your life in such a way that you aren't even able to think freely. You aren't able to do what you want. You aren't able to be who you were meant to come here and be. And I want to take this back. I want to take this back to manifestation and tie this back in, because I know I went a little off the rails. But I mean, it ties directly into it. You see, your thoughts, your ideas, who you are internally is creating your reality. Hearing that though takes it to a whole nother level. I've known this for a minute. I've heard about this like over a year ago, but it took me a while to like actually want to talk about it because I know for some people it's so far left. But if you clicked on this video, you're here for a reason, okay? You have to know, and you have to trust, and you have to work. Have that mental discipline. This is the most fun type of discipline you could ever have, to imagine the reality you desire to experience. To go within and say, you know what, instead of saying that this is going to be terrible, my day is going to be bad, I can decide that it's going to be good right now. I can decide that my boss is not going to be on some bullshit and just say, no, he's amazing, he's great, before reality even has a chance to prove it to me, because this is my world, not the outside's world. This is my world, okay? So just having the power to do that, because the moment you separate yourself from your desire, from who you desire to be, from what you desire to experience, that's when you experience it. That's when you experience hell. It's eternal damnation, is infinite separation. It is separation. The moment you break free of that, the moment you come back to who you truly are, that's when you get to experience heaven. That's when you get to experience your desire. But you cannot experience anything that you aren't already experiencing within. You have to be it within to experience it in the without. Okay? So that's basically how I view hell. That's how I view hell. That's how I've viewed it for a long time. For a while, for a long time in general, I always thought something was off. You know, it just didn't make sense. You know, it just didn't make sense. How is an omnipresent God gonna be not present anywhere? Like, that doesn't make sense. That means God is omnipresent. So when you connect the dots and say, oh, so God is actually consciousness, that's why God is omnipresent, because God is in everything. God is the source of everything. God is the substance of everything. Even what we interact with physically, that's not all that is, because even when you go to science and you break down everything, that's only what, 0.1% of reality, right? The rest is unexplained. So it gets the wheels rolling. Maybe your thoughts and ideas are actually more powerful. Maybe I should put down TikTok and stop scrolling. Maybe I should, get off YouTube. Maybe I should start watching these videos. Maybe I should go within and start meditating. Maybe, when it's time for me to create my reality, I should just go in and create it. I should just decide things are the way that I desire them to be, so that I'm not in my own hell, creating things that I don't desire. In my Father's house, there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. Choose your reality. Choose your mansion. Dwell in it. Be in that state and watch it be shown in your world, okay? That's one of my favorite Bible scriptures. I don't be knowing the names and the numbers, bro. I just go with the flow. Whenever I remember it, that's when I say it. It's another one. But just understand that you could never be separate from your desire. The moment you give it to yourself, you're experiencing it. That is consciousness. Going within yourself is the darkness, and the moment you imagine something, that is the light that was birthed from the darkness. That is the power to create your reality. That is the power of God. That is the power of God. This esoteric stuff, though, the whole outer body state stuff, I think it's becoming more commonplace now, though, because more people are talking about remote viewing and different things like that. And it's kind of getting to that level. But man, this Darius J. Wright stuff is crazy. It is so crazy. And it's so interesting to see the role it plays, like connecting the dots between, what we do here with, manifesting through affirmations and visualizations, and, just using your imagination and your decision, your will to change your reality, and what they're saying reality actually is. Where they're saying the world is like beyond the structure that is this earth, the way it was, created, and all that stuff. Like, so many different things. It's so interesting. But this goes a little bit beyond, a little far left from manifestation. But just remember that. If you believe that, I don't know why you don't believe you can't manifest, some little dollars, your SP to text you back, whatever it is you looking for, So yeah, that's really all I wanted to say. Escaping hell is as simple as saying I'm not there. Let the weak man say I am strong. Let the poor man say I am rich. All right. Remember that you got to be who you desire to be. already within yourself. Know that. Be that. Okay? Remember, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. The Bible was talking about you. The Bible was talking about you. Be still and know that I am God. Okay? Thank y'all so much for tuning into this video. My little rant. My videos are normally a bit more organized, okay? But I just want to tap in and talk to y'all real quick. If y'all have any questions or anything, I'm going to leave my email link down below. And yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. I need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, tap in, stay here. I want y'all to stay here. Okay, but yeah, thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.